तं त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः। ॐ मन्दस्मितमुकाम्बोजं महनीयगुणर्नवं मधुराभाषिणं शान्तं सर्वभूतदयापरं भक्तवात्सल्यं जलधिं परमानन्दविग्रहं ज्ञानानन्दं प्रपन्नोऽस्मि निर्मलज्ञानसिद्धये। Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaskaram. I have this great privilege to do a brief discourse on Vidya Gita, an extraordinary text from our scriptures. Vidya Gita is from Tripura Rahasya, narrated by Guru Dattatreya to Bhargava or Parashurama. Tripura Rahasya reveals the ultimate truth about the oneness of creation and is a significant scripture that is available to us, which expounds the philosophy of Advaita Vedanta. It inspires and guides the sadhaka at every step towards self-realization. Tripura Rahasya appears in Brahmanda Purana. The drashta in Tripura Rahasya is Rishi Sumedha, who received this knowledge from Parashurama. Drashta drushi matra Shuddhopi pratyayanu. The drashta is pure consciousness, but though pure, appears to see through the mind. Parashurama received the teaching from Dattatreya, Dattatreya from Brahma, Brahma from Maha Vishnu, and Maha Vishnu from Paramashiva. Vidya Gita teaches us the oneness of Jeevatma and Paramathma. In Vidya Gita, the Divine Mother Tripura Sundari appears as Maha Vidyaa as the highest wisdom. She compassionately addresses a gathering of Rishis to confer liberation through Jnana or Vidya by removing avidya or ignorance. This is what Vidya Gita is about. Guru Dattatreya narrates Vidya Gita to Parashurama. Vidya Gita begins with a very interesting story. The story emphasizes the need for an Ananya Guru for acquiring knowledge. Ananya Guru is a realized Guru who can teach the Advaita Atma, which is the non-dual Atma. Dattatreya says to Parashurama, "Listen to me with attention. I shall describe to you an incident that happened long ago. In Satyaloka, the abode of Brahma, there was an auspicious gathering of the great sages. Tripura Rahasya Jnana Kande Atavimsho Dhyayaha Atrate Vartayishyami Pura Vrittam Shunushvattat Pura Brahma Sabha Madhye Satyaloketi Pavane." Dattatreya says to Parashurama, "I shall describe to you an incident that happened long ago. In Satyaloka, the abode of Brahma, there was an auspicious gathering of the great sages. Atrate vartayishyami. I shall describe. Vartayati means explain or describe. Pura is long ago. Vrittam, what has taken place. Shunushva tat, listen to that. Pura, long ago. Brahma Sabha Madhye, in the abode of Brahma. Satyaloketi Pavane, Satyaloke, in Satyaloka. Ati, Pavana. Ati is very, Pavana is pure, auspicious. Brahman, the absolute reality, is the subject of contemplation of our Rishis as revealed in the Upanishad. Any means of knowing, which includes our mind and senses, cannot reveal this truth. Brahman is subtler than subtlest and greater than greatest. Here in Satyaloka, the abode of Brahma, a discussion on Brahman, the subtlest of the subtlest, arose. Those present included the Sanakadya Rishis, Sanaka, Sanadana, Sanat Kumara, Sanat Sujata. They were joined by Vasishtaha, Pulasyaha, Pulahaha and Kratuhu. Jnana prasanga samabhuta Sukshmat sukshma vimarshanaha Sanakadya vasishtascha Pulastya pulaha kratuhu. Jnana prasangaha. Jnana is higher knowledge. Prasanga is episode or occasion. Samabodha. Bhuta means present. Sama means equal status. The rishis of equal status. Sukshmat sukshma, subtlest of the subtle. Vimarshana means examination or investigation. Sanakadya, the Sanakadya rishis, and along with them Vasishtaha, Pulasyaha, Pulahaha and Kratuhu. Many other rishis participated in the discussion. This included Bhrigu, Atri, Angiras, Pracheta and Narada. Bhriguratri Rangirascha Pracheda Naradastadha Chavano Vamadevascha Vishwamitrota Gautamaha. Naradastata. Tata means in that manner. Tathacha accordingly. So the gathering of the rishis was not for a mere discussion. This is for Brahma Vichara. Vichara means self-inquiry. The Vichara leads one towards that which is beyond knowing and to recognize the reality of this boundless Brahman. More and more rishis joined the Brahma Vichara. This included Shukraha, Parasharaha, Vyasaha, Kanvaha, Kashyapaha, Takshaha, Sumantuhu, Shankaha, Likitaha and Devalaha. Shukra Parasharo Vyasaha, Kanva Kashyapa evacha, Daksha Sumantu Shankascha, Likito Devalopicha. The gathering of the rishis was headed by Brahma. Evamanye Rishigana Rajarshi Pravara api Sarve Samudidastatra Brahmasatre Mahattare. Evam anye. Evam anye. Thus the others, Rishigana, the group of rishis, Rajarshi, Raja, Rishi, Pravara. Pravara means the ancestors. These rishis are our ancestors. Samudidas Tatra, Samudeti, come together. Tatra, in that place. Tastarthi, spread extensively. Rishis were spread in the Vichara extensively. Brahma Satre, Satra, Brahma, together with Brahma. Mahattare. Mahattare refers to a group of holy men. In this case, Mahattare are the group of holy men, the rishis, along with Brahma. The group of rishis in Satyaloka are doing Nirguna Brahman Vichara. Nirguna Brahman must be approached through Vichara only and not through Dhyana. Dhyana is for Saguna Brahman and Vichara is for Nirguna Brahman. Nirguna Brahman is Paramarthika Satyam, which is of the higher nature. Mimamsa is the tool we have for Vichara. The aim of Mimamsa is to give us the rules for the interpretation of our Vedic scriptures. Mimamsa is concerned with both Karma Kanda of the Vedas, which is Purva Mimamsa, and Jnana Kanda, which is Uttara Mimamsa. This is Shastra Mimamsa, which is Vichara or investigation that a seeker must conduct for Nirguna Brahma Jnana. Mimamsam Chakruratyuchaihi Sukshmat Sukshma Nirupinaihi Brahmanam Tatra Prapacha Rushya Sarva Evate. During the Vichara of the Nirguna Brahman, the discussion became very loud, meaning the rishis were in intense discussion. They all decided to make a request to Brahma. In the shloka, Mimamsam means the aim of Mimamsa is to give rules for the interpretation of the Vedas. Chakrurat Yuchaihi. Chakru Vritta means circular, meaning debating in circles. The Rishis were debating in circles. Sukshmat Sukshma Nirupinaihi. Nirupana means looking for answers. Sukshmat Sukshma. Subtlest of the subtle, referring to Nirguna Brahman. Brahmanam Tatra Prapacha Rushyaha. Prapacha is inquiry. Tatra Rishayaha Sarva Eva. The Rishis there were involved in the inquiry or Vichara. The Vichara opened questions in the Rishis' mind. They approached Brahma and requested him to clarify their questions. What are the questions in the Rishis' mind that were bothering them? We must understand their questions deeply. Let us for a moment appreciate that the Rishis are jnanis. They are realized beings. Why should questions and confusion appear in their minds? The Rishis are only asking questions on our behalf to guide us. Secondly, they are showing us the way that Vedanta Vichara must be done under the guidance of a competent Guru. The Guru comes through a Sampradaya. Now, what are the questions the Rishis asked Brahma? They addressed Brahma. Oh Bhagavan, we are all jnanis and we know the Atma. As jnanis, we differ among ourselves based on our own individual nature. Please clarify our questions. Now, a question should arise in our minds. Firstly, can the Atma be known? Secondly, can there be different types of jnanis, each with an individual nature? The Rishis continued with their questions further. They said to Brahma, Bhagavan, some of us spend our time in Brahma Vichara. Some of us spend our time in discussing about Brahman with others. Some of us spend our time in rituals as prescribed in the Karma Kanda. Some of us continue to live in the world along with ordinary people as samsaris. Some of us are absorbed in the state of samadhi. Bhagavan, each of us think we are the best. Please clarify our doubts. Who among us know the Atma? Who among us is in the best state? The Rishis approached Brahma thus and requested him to clarify the questions in their mind. Bhagavanyanino loke vayam nyata paravaraha tesham no vividha bhati sthiti prakriti bhavetaha. Oh Bhagavan, we are all jnanis and we know the Atma. As jnanis, we differ among ourselves based on our individual nature. So in the shloka, Bhagavan is Lord addressing Brahma. Jnanino loke, in the world of jnanis. Vayam, we. Jnata paravaraha. Jnata is knowing. Paravaragnya means we know both or one who knows both past and future. Paravaram is from the greater to the lesser. This is an important root in the context of the entire Vedic knowledge. It describes the way knowledge is being transmitted through a parampara. Tesham, they, vividha, several, bhati, seems or appears as. Tesham no vividha bhati. There appears to be different perception amongst us. Sthitihi, position. Bheda, difference. Prakriti, nature. Sthitihi, prakriti, bhedaha. We have differences and stand in our individual position. Kechid sada samadhistaha, kechin mimam sanerataha, upare bhakti nirmagnash, chanye karma samashayaha. Some of us are absorbed in the state of samadhi. Some of us are engaged in Brahma Vichara. Some of us are engaged in bhakti. Some of us seek refuge in the karma kanda. Kechit, some, sada, always, samadhi, in samadhi, staha, exist in samadhi. Kechin, mimamsane, kechit, some, mimamsane, investigates. Mimamsane, shastram, buddha. The sage investigates the shastra with the means of mimamsa. Rataha, be at it. Upare, upari is above. Bhakti, nirmagnaschanye. Bhakti, nirmagna, anye. Nirmagna, firmly fixed upon. Anye, others. Karma, samashrayaha. Samashraya means shelter or home. Samashrayati, seek refuge with karma in rituals. Some of us seek refuge in the rituals prescribed in the karma kanda of the Vedas. Vyavahara paratveke bahirmukha nara iva teshu shreyan hi katama etanno vaktumarhasi. The Rishis continue their discussion with Brahma. Some of us continue to live in the world along with ordinary people as samsari. However, we are turning ourselves away from the affairs of the ordinary people in the society. This is how we differ among ourselves based on our individual nature. Bhagavan, remove our ignorance. Who among us is in the best state? Vyavahara parastveke. Vyavahara para. Para means highest. Astu, be it so. Eke. Eke represents one group of many. Vyavahara parastveke means Vyavahara here means the world life of ordinary people in the society. Bahirmukha nara. Bahirmukha indicates outside of. Teshu, in those states. Of all the states in which they exist. Shreyan. Shreya is credit. Kathama, best. Which among the methods is the best? Etat, no. Etan, no. Etat is this. Etan, no. By this. Which of this? Vaktum arhisi. Vaktum, speak. Arhasi, befits you. They are requesting Brahma to clarify their questions. This is how we differ among ourselves based on our individual nature. Bhagavan, remove our ignorance. Who among us is in the best state? Swasvapaksham vayam vidmaha shreyamsi miti vaivide iti prashto vadat brahma matva nakshvastamanasan. The Rishis said to Brahma, we each think our own way is the best, so please judge the matter for us. Brahma understood the mind of the Rishis and replied, Swasvapaksham. Swasya apaksham. Swasya means of his own. For example, Swasya dharmasya means of his own duties of a king. Here it is about thinking of their ways as the best as opposed to apaksham. Vayam, we. Vidmaha, wisdom, knowledge. Shreyamsamiti. Shreya, amsam, iti. A person who has progressed, prospered in any field. Shreya means credit. Amsamiti. Amsam is part. Iti. Why vide? Vide is Brahma. Vidihi is law. Brahma as the creator of the laws. Iti prashto vadat. Prashtaha avadat. Prashtaha is asked. Avadat, not speaking. Meaning, Brahma doesn't give the answer. What does it signify? Brahma's silence signifies that Atman cannot be described in words. Matva nashvasta manasan. Matva, having thought. Ashvasta, surely. Manasan, in the mind. Brahma understood the mind of the Rishis and replied, Munindra nahamabhyetadvedmi sarvatmana tataha jhaniyadi mamartam tu sarvagnya parameshvaraha. Brahma said to the Rishis, O Rishis, you are Indra among the sages. I heard your questions. I do not know the answers. The answers are related to the self, the Atman. I want to get the answers from the all-knowing Parameshvaraha. The answer that Brahma gives to the Rishis, I do not know the Atman, must be understood deeply. Atman is not a thing to be known as an object. Atman cannot be known through any other means or any means of pramana. So Brahma cannot say that I know the Atman. The Atman is neither the known nor the unknown. When Brahma says, I want to get the answers from Parameshvara, he is indicating the mind, the buddhi. The Atman is everywhere. However, it is available for recognition in the mind alone. Munindra means Indra among Rishis. Na hamap etad vedmi. Na aham api etad vedmi. Na aham, I do not. Api etad vedmi, I know. I do not know means this cannot be known through any other means of pramana. Sarvatmana, sarvam atmana tataha. All this is the self-knowledge, the knowledge of the Atman. Tataha, therefore, janiyadi mamartam. Janiyat may know. For example, saha janiyat is he may know. Idam, now, artham, meaning, to, but, sarvagnya, all-knowing, Parameshvaraha, Ishvaraha. I want to get the answers from the all-knowing Parameshvaraha. Tatrayamota samprashtumityuktva tatra tairayau sangamya deva devesham vishnunabhis samagatam. Brahma said to the Rishis, we will seek Parameshvara. Parameshvara is the mind. While on the way to seek Parameshvara, Brahma and the Rishis saw Maha Vishnu. They requested Maha Vishnu to come along with them. We know Parameshvara is the mind to seek answers. But who is Maha Vishnu in this context? Maha Vishnu is Vivekaha or the discriminating power. Viveka is about Nitya Vastu and Anitya Vastu. In the Puranas, we have heard that Maha Vishnu takes away the Amrita from the Asuras and gives it to the Devas. The Amrita is Nitya Vastu. The Asuras are Anitya Vastu. The Devas are nothing but the mind. The mind should be prepared to receive the Nitya Vastu. The mind alone is available for us to recognize the Atman. In the shloka, Tatra Yamota, Tatra, there, Yamota, Yama, Ata. Yama is way or path, Ata, and Samprushta Mityuktva. Samprushta iti ukta. Samprushta means asked or inquired. Ityukta, so said. Tatra, there. Tairayau, tarati means to traverse or cross. Sangamya, together with Deva Devesham. Deva Deva Isham. Deva Devesham. Deva Devesham means Vishnu, the Lord of Devas. Vishnu Nabhi Samagatam. Vishnuna Abhi Samagata. Samagata means met or joined. Mahavishnu joined Brahma and the Rishis on the way to seek Parameshvara. Prapacha Rishi Mukhyanam Prashnam Tam Lokasrut Vidihi Prashnam Nishamyacha Shivo Nyatva Vidhi Manogatam. Brahma discussed the questions with Parameshvara. Parameshvara listened to the questions. He understood the expectations of the Rishis very well. How do we understand the sentence, Parameshvara understood the expectation of the Rishis very well? A spiritual seeker should be a mumukshu. A mumukshu is one who desires moksha, which is freedom from all limitations. A mumukshu is one who has attained sadhana chatushtayam. This itself is not enough. A mumukshu should become a jignasu. A jignasu wants to know how to dispel ignorance to realize the Atma. The jignasu must approach a competent guru. The guru reflects the Upanishad. The jignasu becomes the pramata and the Upanishad is pramana. This is Jnana sadhana and the only sadhana for moksha. In the shloka, prapacha means inquired. Rishi Mukhyanam. Mukhyana is chief indicates Brahma as the chief of Rishis. Prashnam, questions. Tham, that or he. Loka, Srud Vidihi. Loka is humankind. Srud is creator. Srujati is to create. Vidihi is Brahma, the creator of the law. Veti, no. Vidihi. Prashnam is question. Nishamya, having perceived or heard. Cha Shivo, and Shiva, Nyatva, to know. Vidhi Manogatam, Vidhi is Brahma, Manogata is wish or opinion. Brahma discussed the questions with Parameshwara. Parameshwara listened to the questions. He understood the expectations of the Rishis very well. Matvanashvasta manasa Rushin Devo Vyachintayat Kinchidvuktam Maya Trapi Vyartameva Bhavennan. Parameshwara said that grasping the Atma Jnanam for a disturbed or agitated mind is not possible. The Rishis' minds were not agitated, but they are only enacting this to show us the way. A mind should be prepared for receiving Brahma Jnanam. Sadhana Shat Sampat is necessary to develop mental discipline. Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha and Samadhana are necessary to develop mental discipline. Realizing the agitated state of the Rishis' minds, Parameshwara knew that anything he said would be pointless. Matva nakshvasta manasa, matva anakshit. Matva, having thought so, anakshit, not residing or restless, manas, the mind, Rishin, the Rishis, Devo, Vyachintayat, think, Kinchit duktam, Kinchit uktam. Kinchit means a little or something. Uktam is said or spoken. Maya trapi, Maya atrapi. Maya, by me, atrapi, atra api, here. Vyartameva, vyartha, useless or futile, iva, like. Bhavennan, bhavet, he or she. Nan, surely, no doubt. Parameshwara said that grasping the Atman, the Atma Jnanam, for a disturbed mind or an agitated mind is not possible. Svapakshatvena janiyu rishayo shraddhaya yutaha iti matva pratyuvacha devadevo maheshwaraha. The main question in the Rishis' minds was, who among us know the Atma? Some of us spend our time in Brahma Vichara, some spend in discussing about Brahman with others, some spend in rituals, some continue to live in the world along with ordinary people, and some are absorbed in the state of Samadhi. The Rishis don't lack faith or Shraddha. Each of them is in a different situation or state. Which one of us is in the best state is what the Rishis are asking. Shraddha here must be understood as unwavering faith in the Guru and the Shastra. The mind should have Shraddha. Parameshwara, who is nothing but the prepared mind to receive Atma Jnana, then replied. In the shloka, Swapakshatvena, Swa is self, Pakshatva being part of Ena, this. Janiyu Rishayo Shraddhaya, Janiyuhu know about this, Rishayo Ashraddhaya, lack of Shraddha, Yutayaha together with Iti Matva, having thought, Devadevo Maheshwaraha, Lord of the Devas Maheshwara, Pratyuvacha replied. Parameshwara, having understood the mind and the state of the Rishis, then replied. Shunutvam munayo nahamapyetad vedmi susputam atho vidyam bhagavatim dhyayama parameshwarim. Parameshwara kindly replied. He said to the Rishis, listen to me, Rishis. I too do not know and don't have an answer. Let us meditate on Bhagavati, the Devi, who is none other than the Jnana Swarupa. She is Vidya, she is Jnana. Parameshwara conveys a very important message here. The mind cannot know the Atman. But the mind or the buddhi is the faculty by which Atman can be recognized. The mind is in ignorance, avidya. The avidya maya must be removed. This is possible only with Jnana. One must seek a competent guru for Jnana. It is said in Mundaka Upanishad, Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayan nastya krita kritena tad vijnanartam sa gurumeba vigachet samitpanihi shotriyam brahmanishtam. One must seek a competent guru who knows the scriptures as well as a brahmanishta for jnanam. In the shloka, Shunot, please listen to me. Tvam, you, munayo, sages, na ahamap yetad vedmi. Na aham vedmi. Na aham apitad vedmi. Na is no, aham vedmi, I shall know, abhitad, that or therefore. Susputa. Here Parameshvara means he is not very clear. Atho, ataha, therefore. Vidyam, Bhagavatim, the Jnana, none other than the Devi. Dhyayamaha, let us meditate. Parameshwarim, the goddess of divinity. Parameshvara says, I too do not know and don't have the answer. Let us meditate on Bhagavati, the Devi who is none other than the Jnana Swarupa. Here, Parameshvara tells the importance of having a guru for removing ignorance. Tat prasadani gudarthamapi vidmastata param ityuktva munayas sarve Vidhi Vishnu Shivaihi Saha. By the grace of the Guru, one can understand the secret of secrets. The Atman is a profound secret. We will wish for the Devi, the Vidya Swarupa, to appear as the Guru. The Rishis, along with Brahma, Vishnu and Parameshvara, agreed. For any form of knowledge to happen, the Pramata, Pramana and Prameya has to fall in line. The Pramata is the seeker, the Rishis in this case. The Pramana is Shastras taught by the Guru. The Prameyam is the Atma. In the shloka, Tat prasadani gudarthamapi. Tat is that, prasada, grace, guda, deep mystery or secret. Atma, the Atma, api. In Kathopanishad it is said, Esha tarveshu bhuteshu gudotma na prakashate. The Atman is known by those with subtlest intellect and for those who have perfect understanding. Vidmastataha, Vedmi is to know, Stataha, here, Param, Atma, Ityukta, Iti, Ukta, having heard from Maheshvara and agreed, Munayaha, the Rishis, Vidhi Vishnu Shivaihi Saha, along with Vidhi, which is Brahma, Vishnu, Shivaihi, who is Shiva. By the grace of the Guru, one can understand the secret of secrets. The Atman is a profound secret. We will wish for the Devi, the Vidya Swarupa, to appear as the Guru. The Rishis, Brahma, Vishnu and Parameshvara agreed. Dadyurvidya Maheshanim Tripuram Chicharirim Yevam Sarvaira Vidyata Tripura Chicharirini. The Rishis, along with Brahma, Maheshvara and Vishnu, meditated on the Devi. The Devi is Chit Sharirini, the reflected consciousness as Chiddabhasa in their minds. The Devi is manifest as Sakshi in every Jiva and available for recognition in the Buddhi as Chiddabhasa. She is Vidya, the great goddess Tripura. The Devi is the Sakshi in all our experiences during waking, dream and sleep states. In this shloka, Dadyur Vidyam, Datyati, deeply meditate Vidyam on the Devi as knowledge. Maheshanim, Maha Ishanim, name of the Devi Parvati. Tripuram, the goddess Tripura, beyond all the three states of existence, which are the waking, the dream and the deep sleep. Chit Charirinim, Chit Sharirini, the Devi in the form of Chit. Chit here is the Chiddabhasa in the minds of the Rishis. Evam sarvai rabidyata. Evam sarvai abidyata. They all meditated. Dhyata, meditated on. Tripura. Ara means adorable or worthy of worship, like Aradhana. Chit Charirini. Chit Sharirini. The Devi in the form of Chit. Chit here is the Chiddabhasa in the minds of the Rishis. The Rishis, along with Brahma, Maheshwara and Vishnu, meditated on the Devi. The Devi is Chit Sharirini, the reflected consciousness, as Chiddabhasa in their minds.